You wake up, and before your brain even has a chance to catch up, your hand is already reaching for your phone. You didn't decide to do it. It just happened. And in the next 60 seconds, without even realizing it, you've already seen someone's vacation photos, skimmed 3 headlines about everything falling apart, and watched a stranger announce a promotion that makes you question every choice you've made in the last 5 years. And you haven't even gotten out of bed yet. Here's the thing nobody's talking about. That's not a bad morning. That's a broken system. And if your mornings look anything like that, your brain is being hijacked before your day even starts. But here's what I want you to know. You don't need an hour-long routine. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. You don't need a cold plunge, a gratitude journal, or a productivity app. You need 5 minutes, done right, every single day. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it. 5 steps, 5 minutes, and the science behind why each one actually works. Stay with me, because step 4 is the one that stops the mental spiral before it starts. Most people skip it, and that's exactly why their mornings never feel like their own. Let's get into it. All right, step 1, and I need you to hear this, because it sounds almost too simple. But simple is exactly what makes it work. Step 1 is, put your phone down for 60 seconds. Don't look at it. That's it. The moment your alarm goes off, flip it face down. No checking messages, no quick scroll, no just 1 second. For 60 seconds, that screen does not exist. Instead, place one hand on your chest and breathe. In through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4, out for 4. And while you do that, say this to yourself quietly. This is a new day. I am not behind. I am starting fresh. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds like something off a motivational poster. But here's what's actually happening in your brain right now. When you first wake up, your brain is in alpha wave state. The most impressionable, most malleable state. It'll be in all day. What you feed it in that window sets the chemical tone for the next 8 hours. Controlled breathing drops cortisol before it can spike. And that one sentence, I am starting fresh, is a literal override command to your nervous system. You're not lying to yourself. You're choosing your starting point. Now, step 2. And I need you to trust me on this one. Step 2 is, move your body for 60 seconds. The stupider it looks, the better. 10 jumping jacks. A big stretch. A little victory dance like you just won something. I'm completely serious. Because here's what's actually going on. Physical movement tells your brain that you are safe, awake, and alert. It triggers norepinephrine. That's the chemical responsible for focus, mood, and mental sharpness. You don't get that from lying in bed scrolling. You get it from moving. And here's the test. Try to stay in a bad mood while doing a ridiculous little dance. You cannot do it. Your body will override your mindset every single time. Use that. Okay. Step 3. And this one I want you to really sit with. Because we've all been told to do this, and almost everyone does it wrong. Step 3 is gratitude, but not the vague kind. Most people hear practice gratitude, and they write something like, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, and they mean it. But their brain hears it and files it straight into background noise, because it's too big, too abstract. There's nothing for your nervous system to actually grab onto. Here's what's really happening underneath the surface. Every morning you open social media, your brain runs an unconscious comparison. You're behind the scenes against everyone else's highlight reel. Someone's getting engaged. Someone's launching a business. Someone looks better, earns more, travels further. And your brain, without you asking it to, starts calculating. Am I keeping up? That's not weakness. That's how the algorithm is designed to make you feel. The counter move is specific gratitude, not broad, specific. So instead of I'm grateful for my family, try, the apartment is quiet right now, and I can actually hear myself think. Instead of I'm grateful to be healthy, try, I slept through the night without waking up. That doesn't always happen. 3 things, small, specific, things you can actually feel right now. What you're doing is training your brain to scan for evidence of good instead of evidence of threat. Do this every morning for 2 weeks, and something shifts. Your brain starts doing it automatically. It starts finding the good before you even ask it to. You're not forcing yourself to be positive, you're rebuilding the filter. Now, step 4. This is the one I mentioned at the start, the one most people skip, and honestly, it might be the most important shift in this entire routine. Step 4 is, Ask yourself one question, out loud if you can. What is one small thing I can do today to make my life 1% better? That's it, one question, one answer, every single morning. Here's why this matters so much right now. We are living in an age of information overload. You wake up, and there are 30 things competing for your attention before you've eaten breakfast. Your to-do list is long. Your goals feel big. The gap between where you are and where you want to be feels enormous. And when your brain faces something enormous with no clear entry point, it doesn't try harder. It freezes. It spirals. It overthinks. Overthinking isn't a personality flaw. It's what happens when your brain has no specific manageable target to move toward. So it just keeps running in circles, replaying yesterday, anticipating tomorrow, and never actually landing anywhere. The 1% question breaks that loop, because it gives your brain a target that's small enough to actually accept. Your mind doesn't resist small, it resists big. Give it one concrete doable thing, and it stops spinning and starts moving. The answer might be, drink more water today. Send that message you've been sitting on for 3 days. Spend 10 minutes outside without a screen. It doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be real. Let me tell you about someone I know. He was completely burned out, couldn't sleep, couldn't focus, felt behind on everything. He started asking himself this question every morning. On the very first day, his answer was, go for a 15-minute walk. No podcast, no phone, just walk. That walk became a habit. The habit created clarity. The clarity led to a decision he'd been avoiding for over a year. And that one decision changed the direction of his entire year. All of it started with 1%. Don't underestimate small. Small is how everything actually begins. And now, step 5. The one that holds everything else together. I told you at the beginning that if you skip this one, the other 4 fall apart, and I meant it. Because here's the truth. Your morning routine doesn't protect you from a hard day. Nothing does. Emails still come in with problems attached. People still disappoint you. Plans fall apart. Traffic is terrible. Life sends chaos to everyone, and it doesn't care how good your morning was. The question is, what happens inside you when that chaos arrives? Most people haven't decided, so when something stressful hits, they react. The cortisol spikes, the mood crashes, and suddenly the calm they felt at 7 a.m. feels like it was from a different lifetime. They spend the rest of the day trying to recover instead of actually living it. Step 5 is, set your stress anchor. Before any of that has a chance to happen, here's how. At the end of your 5 minutes, stand up straight, look ahead, and say this out loud. Whatever happens today, I decide how I respond. Say it like you mean it. Because you do. That is your anchor. Not a wish, not a hope. A decision made in advance. Before the chaos shows up, before the cortisol, before the spiral. Pre-committed. Locked in. Behavioral psychology calls this an implementation intention. It's one of the most replicated findings in the field. When you decide in advance how you'll respond to a trigger, your brain forms a shortcut. The next time stress shows up, instead of defaulting to panic, your nervous system routes to the anchor first. The more you do it, the faster it works. The faster it works, the more automatic it becomes. Week 1, it's a phrase you're saying. Week 2, it's a habit you're building. Week 3, it's starting to feel like who you are. Not because life got easier, because you built something inside you that holds. So let's run the whole thing one final time. 60 seconds. Phone down, breathe. Reset your starting point. 60 seconds. Move your body, wake it up properly. 1 minute. 3 specific things you can actually feel and be grateful for. 1 question. What's your 1% today? And then your anchor out loud before the day has a chance to take over. 5 minutes. That's the whole system. Not glamorous, not complicated, just consistent. And consistency, morning after morning after morning, is how a different kind of life gets built. So tomorrow, when your alarm goes off, before you reach for that phone, try this instead. Because the first 5 minutes of your day don't just set the tone for the morning, they set the tone for everything that follows. If this helped you, share it with one person whose mornings have been feeling heavy lately, and subscribe, because next we're covering the evening routine that actually lets you switch off without doom scrolling until midnight.